I have this board I got from Hobby Lobby. It was unfinished, and I took some of the General Finishes Antique Walnut Gel Stain and covered the entire board. And then I allowed that to fully dry. Next, I took my block brush. It comes in two sizes, either a B10 or a B12. And the 1 Hour Enamel Clear comes in three different finishes: semi-gloss, satin, and matte. I always go for the matte finish. And using my block brush, I'm going to apply the 1 Hour Enamel Clear on top of the gel stain. Now, when applying the 1 Hour Enamel Clear, you do not want to overwork it, as it does self-level on its own. So do not keep brushing on top, and I just go around the edges here to catch any drips that I may have. And then you want this to fully dry. Just because it's dry to the touch does not mean that it's ready for the next step. Please leave this to sit overnight. Next, I took my decor transfer. This one's from Redesigned by Prima, and it's called Beautiful Home. And what's different about this one is it's a white transfer. A lot of our other transfers have a lot of color in them. This one is all white. And now, with any of our transfers, when you open them, there is the clear part with the design, and then it has a white protective backing that kind of is loosely sitting there. So when you take it out of the tube, just be careful, because we do not want the sheet with the design on it to roll up and stick, because it will then not work properly. So you always want that protective backing sitting on the back side. It just protects your transfer until you're ready to use it. So we sell all of our transfers on our webpage at chalkitupfancy.com. And once you kind of look through the design, you can start to cut up what you think you're going to use and where you want to place it. So I'm going to start in the top left corner of my board here and use this piece. Once I'm happy with that design, I'm going to remove the protective backing and lay my transfer down. And remember, this is after I place the 1 Hour Enamel Clear and allowed that to fully dry overnight. And once I had that piece in place, I'm then going to press down, and the clear sheet with the design is going to stick to the surface that we are working on. Now, each transfer comes with a wooden stick to rub on top of the clear sheet, or you can find these transfer tools. We also have these on our webpage at chalkitupfancy.com, and you just want to start rubbing on top of the clear sheet. And as you rub, the transfer will then stick to your surface, and the clear sheet will then be removed. You want to rub over it a few times. Each transfer kind of goes on a little differently. Some take a little more rubbing than others. But again, the 1 Hour enamel prior to applying it is one of the most important steps. Now, if you don't let your project cure before applying the transfer, there will be moisture locked under, and it will not allow the transfer to adhere properly as well. That's why patience in the drying time is also another important step when working with the transfers. So you want to just continue to rub on top. And again, the transfers do come with a wooden stick that work fine. If you work with transfers a lot, this tool is just a little more comfortable and easier to rub on top. And then as you lift the clear sheet, you will see that the image is staying on the surface. And if you start to lift and you realize that a section was missed or needs to be rubbed on better, then you can just continue to rub before you start pulling again. Now, we have a ton of different transfers on our website to choose from. It does not have to be this exact one, but these steps will all be the same. So then, after I was done with that sheet, I just kind of continued to design the board by just cutting out all the different designs that I wanted. And I just love how you can really just cut out each design that you want, and you can really customize this to your liking. So there was this really pretty bee on there, so I cut that out, and I'm going to place that in the top right corner here. And again, once you press it down, you cannot lift it up. So be sure that's where you want to place it before you start to press and rub. So once I placed the bee, I started to rub. And as you continue to rub, you want to slowly lift up that clear sheet and your transfer image will be on your surface. Now, you do not have to stain your board. You can use the chalk synthesis paint and then the 1-hour enamel on top of that. I really liked how this white transfer looked on top of the stain. If you want to see any of our other transfer designs, we have done a ton. You can search those on either Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram, and we also have a section on our website. They have also, since these larger ones, they've come out with some smaller transfers as well. They measure 6 by 12 inches, so if you're new to the transfer but want to create something smaller, you can also pick one of the smaller designs. And once you're done applying your transfer, you're going to allow that to sit again overnight or even a day or so. And then you will apply your 1-hour enamel on top for a protective finish. And there we go. Now we have this really nice Home Sweet Home transfer board. And I gave you a little lesson on how to apply the transfers with the products we recommend. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Paint products, tissue paper transfers, and mesh stencils can all be found on our webpage at chalkitupfancy.com. And don't forget, you can also check out other tutorials on our webpage as well. Have a great day.